Hello, my dear students. This is Mohammad Maizul Haq Khan. How are you? I hope you are fine. Today, I would like to discuss about motivation, chapter 7, business organization management, second paper. From today's lesson, you will be able to learn about concept of motivation cycle, and importance of motivation. The word motivation came from the Latin word movere. Movere means to move. Motivation is inducement to act or move. It is the process of inducing the employees of an organization to act in a predetermined desired manner so as to achieve organization goals. At the core of this concept lies three important sub-concepts. They are motive, motivation, and motivator. Motive refers to the inner state of mind that initiates and controls behavior towards business goals. They directly correspond to the need of individuals. Motivation is the process of stimulating action by understanding the needs of employee and by utilizing their motives. And motivator is a technique or way used for motivation, such as bonus, profit sharing, reasonable pay, promotion, among others. So, in a nutshell, motivation is a means of inspiring people to intensify their desire and willingness to discharge their duties efficiently and to cooperate for the achievement of common objectives. From the above discussion, we can find some features of motivation. Man is the key point. That is, in case of motivation, man is the key point. Influence of mind. Motivation is a continuous process. Want is the basis of motivation. Expression of result by behavior. Motivation is situation based, and motivation is a complex process. As human behavior is different, that's why to give motivation is very difficult. Next, motivation process or cycle. Circular movement of individual to achieve his or her desire called a motivation cycle. Desire for something is followed by action to get the desired thing, which leads to attainment the thing or same type of thing. If the need moving in cycle is not fully satisfied, it moves again to find its end. And if it is achieved, then new need will be line up and follows the same pattern. This circular movement is known as motivation cycle. Next, importance of motivation. The process of motivation plays a very important role in any organization, profit or non-profit. The managerial process of direction is driven primarily by the process of motivation, as it creates within the mind of an employee the desire to work in the direction determined by the manager. Importance of motivation are described below. Number 1, maximum use of manpower. However, skilled and qualified might be the manpower employed in the organization. Desired output cannot be expected from them unless they are motivated in the field of work. That means competence alone cannot yield high performance unless the competent people is given motivation. The performance of employees depends on the motivation. Here I have mentioned formula of performance equal to motivation into ability plus knowledge. That means motivation is the combined strength or result of ability and knowledge of a employee upon which his or her performance depends. Increases productivity. Motivation as a process leads to an increase in productivity of the employee. Motivation meets the needs of the employees and thereby creates drive to work at the best of his or her abilities. A well employee will be willing to put in more effort towards the betterment of the organization than another disheartened employees. Ensuring organizational efficiency. The efficiency of a subordinate or an employee does not only depend upon his qualification and abilities. For getting best of his work performance, the gap between ability and willingness has to be filled, which helps in improving the level of performance of subordinates. These will result into increase in productivity, reducing cost of operations and improving overall efficiency. For this, the company, to get the very best result, an employee needs to have a good balance between the ability to perform the tasks given and the willingness to want to perform the tasks. This balance can lead to an increase of productivity and increasement in efficiency. Next, ensures loyal workforce. A well-motivated workforce is a loyal workforce. Motivated employees have high levels of morale and commitment towards the organization and its goal and objectives. Motivation thus reduces employee turnover and reduces the need for constant induction of new employees. Then reducing labor turnover. Labor turnover means that is, it is defined as the proportion or ratio of a firm's workforce that leaves during the course of a year. It can be defined as the overall change in the number of people employed in a business entity during a particular period. If it takes into consideration the number of exiting personnel, new joinees, and the total number of workers as listed in the payroll at the end of a given period. One of the major reasons for employees of the organization leaving their workplace is a lack of motivation, because the employees do expect just gains in exchange for their work. When the organization ensures receipt of just gains, then the employees do not want to leave the organization. As a result, labor turnover reduces and complexities and expenses related to this reduces as well. Leads to achievement of organization goal. The goals of an organization can be achieved only when the following factors take place. There is best possible utilization of resources. There is a cooperative work environment. The employees are goal directed and they act in a purposive manner. Goals can be achieved if coordination and cooperation take place simultaneously, which can be effectively done through motivation. Establishing fair labor management relations. Establishing harmonious labor management relation is one of the important functions of management which can be achieved through motivation. As much as the employees can be made mentally healthy and peaceful, so their good impression and sincerity about management or authority increases proportionately. Due to lack of motivation, workers launch movement, strike, lockout, and labor management relation deteriorated. Then minimizing wastage. Motivation does play important role in reduction of wastage too. The wastage of labor hour of the employees due to lack of motivation can be resisted considerably by the use of good motivation. Besides, when there is the touch of sincerity, the employees do not only work with sincerely, but also they become active to use means and materials with care and effectiveness that contributes to overall reduction of wastage in the organization. Next, easy change. That is motivation. Because of having motivation, change can be done in the organization by the authority of the organization. That means if the employees are given motivation, then their trust and confidence towards the authority increases. They always remain loyal to the decisions of managers. As a result, any kind of change may be taken place. Say for example, technological changes, changes in the production process, changes in the rules and regulation of policy or promotion, changes in the organizational structure or administration. This all becomes easier if the employees are motivated. That is, its implementation becomes easier. Then increases employees' commitment. When employees are motivated to work, they will generally put their best effort in the tasks that are assigned to them. Then value individual contribution. Management should ensure their employees on how their individual efforts and contribution plays an important part of the company's overall goals and direction. Employee will take pride and be engaged in their work if they are aware how their efforts create an impact the organization, regardless of how big or small their contribution are. Management does not have to reward their employees with gifts every single time they did a good job at a task. At time, at times, a simple word "thank you" or "great job" will suffice. These meaningful words acknowledge effort, build loyalty, and encourage people to work even harder. Employees who believe that management is concerned about them as a whole person, not just an employee, are more productive, more satisfied, more fulfilled. Satisfied employees mean satisfied customers, which leads to profitability. So, from the above discussion, we can say that motivation is an internal feeling which can be understood only by manager, since he is in close contact with the employees. Needs, wants, and desires are interrelated, and they are the driving force to act. These needs can be understood by the managers, and he can frame motivation plans accordingly. So we can say that motivation, therefore, is a continuous process, since motivation process is based on needs which are unlimited. The process has to be continued throughout. Okay, that's all about the motivation. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much. Thank you.